today's video I'm going to talk about the second product that I ordered from the Bobbi Brown website, which is the bronzing powder, and I'm in the shade Natural. Now, I know that Bobbi Brown isn't the owner of the Bobbi Brown cosmetics anymore and skincare, but what I do love about her is that she was all about natural beauty, enhancing the natural beauty, and you can see it in the products that she created. Now, of course, she isn't there anymore, but I believe that she still has this in mind, and also from the books, that it's very important to be true to yourself, and also if you want to improve your makeup skill, that you can improve it by also use a very light base, a natural base, because it's mostly all about blending and also how you use the product. So for today's video I'm going to talk about her bronzer. Now, what I also wanted to say is that I'm going to break it down. I'm going to share at first some information about the bronzer, then I'm also going to apply it on my face so that you will see how it performs, and then also lastly I also would share my thoughts on the powder that I have. Now, if you don't know me yet, my name is Melissa van Dijk. I'm a professional makeup artist, and let's get started. Now, as I already mentioned earlier, I picked the shade Natural, which looks like this, and it also has a mirror right here on the top, which is great so that you don't need to pick any other hand mirror. And what I also wanted to mention is that they have 5 different shades in total. They also claim that they have the perfect balance of red and brown tones in their bronzers, which would also explain why they have such unique shades, where I normally would say most companies have like 2 orange shades or 2 cool tone shades where it isn't really a bronzer anymore, but it also goes already a little bit into contouring, or they claim that you can use it for contour and bronzer, which is also strange sometimes, because I just believe that a bronzer should be a bronzer and a contour should be a contour, just because they have totally different shades, like undertones that pointed out like this. They also claim that it will give you a soft matte finish and that they are mica free as well, which basically means that mica can come from farms where children are working on it, where they have very poor, mostly in poor countries, where they don't have any health, safety and whatsoever, where they are going to risk their life to get the raw minerals. It's not only with mica, I believe it with so many products, ingredients, where we don't see what's really happening, which is really sad. So they claim that they also mica free, which is also good, because you can also get synthetic mica as well, which basically gives you a natural looking glow and also a natural looking finish, which would also explain the price point, which is 69 Australian dollars. Of course, this is a lot of money, and it also depends on if you're ready to pay it or not. But what I do sometimes believe is the main difference between high-end products and drugstore products is where they're getting the ingredients from, because you can get ingredients at the cheaper version where people won't get paid enough, or where they just take the last rubbish. And you can also get ingredients where they are going to basically have a little bit more safety, or they are going to use synthetic products, which I'm not saying applies to every company, but what I mean is that we should keep in mind where some companies are producing the products. I'm not saying that this is with every company. There are also companies outside where you're going to pay for the name and it has nothing to do with the ingredients, and it's just a bit tricky, I believe, who you should trust, where they are getting the ingredients from, if the price is right for the ingredients and for the product that you're paying for. So this is something that has been bothering me the last few months, I would say. If you should how they give you how they make the price so that it will be enough for the product, or if they are just doing 100% benefit out of it and they have nothing in the product basically. So this is something that you have to keep in mind as well. Sorry for basically telling you this now right here in the review, but I just believe it's very important to also think about where the products are coming from, which company is worth to pay so much money, which company just will give you the name for it but nothing in it. So just keep this in mind basically. So now next, what it also says is when it comes to who can use it, it basically says that everyone can use it if you want to use or if you want to get a sun-kissed natural looking bronzing effect. And it also says that it's paraben free, gluten free, and it also says that it might change depending on if they're going to update the product or not. Let's say it out like that. And they also say that the best application you can get is by using a brush. And I'm going to use a brush like this. This one is a Zoefa one. You don't have to get a Zoefa one, but I really like the shape about this one because it will give you a beautiful blend as well. It can also be a bigger brush like this, where it's a little bit more like bigger in size, where you have more bristles, but I just like the shape of it a lot. So let's move on to the application. So I'm going to use the brush, which you can see I've used the product on it before, and I'm going to dip into the powder a few times, and I'm going to start off slowly, as I always like to tell you that start slowly, you can always build it up. And then I'm going to start off with my cheek area right here. And what I do love about this brush, it can also be a bigger one as I already mentioned, is that you can do circular motions, but you have a little bit more control of where you're going to place the product, just because it's a little bit more like longer in shape. And the product itself, I have powdered my face, as I also normally would do. And what I do like about the powder is that it's not like, it's more like kind of like a mineral powder. I believe it's more like sinking into the skin and give you that smooth layer and application, rather than having a too powdery surface on top, because sometimes powder on powder can look too powdery. But with this one, it just gives me a very natural looking glow, and I really like the product on how it performs as well. Now going on my forehead area as well, I'm doing circular motions, and also towards the temples, just giving my face a little bit more of that sun-kissed glow, as they already say. I have also been using it now, of course, this is not the first impression, but I know what I think about the product, and I really like how the finish is, and also that you can build it up, that it won't look too dark or too strong, because when I first got it, I was a little bit worried that it will be a little bit too dark for my skin type, not skin type, again, skin tone. And it doesn't. I really like the finish of it, and I also really like that it's so smooth. It gives me a smoother application rather than having a too powdery application. Now I'm going to connect them right here, and also blending it into the hairline as well. So I'm also going to do the same on the other side as well, but I just like how smooth the finish is of it, as the powder would be like grinded very, very fine, which won't layer on top like powder, but it's more like melting in with the rest of the products that you're going to use. So that's something that I really do enjoy. And of course, with the bronzer, always apply it on top of your cheeks, not really underneath, because we don't want to have contour, we want to get a beautiful and bronzed look. Now, if you want to use a bigger brush, you can also use a bigger brush, which will give you a quicker application and also a quicker blend. But it depends on how, I would say, how big or your face structure is. Then a smaller brush will give you a little bit more control than rather having a bigger brush, where it basically will blend it everywhere. But then certain areas you don't really want it to have it. So this is also a good way on how you can control the application. So just like how the Bobbi Brown powdering bronzer will give me this beautiful finish. It looks very natural, it also looks very blended. I have no problems blending it, and I also like to use it to layer instead of just having like already one big coat on it. I also wanted to use it around my nose area as well, like this. And I'm not going to dig into the product again, I'm just going to use the excess for around my nose area, and like, or just like a little bit, but do not really overdo it, because we want to have a natural finish. And also a little bit on the chin area. So like an overall natural glow basically. And I mean, with the bronzer, you can't really go wrong with the way on how you're going to apply it. It's more like a strange way when the bronzer is too orange for your skin tone, because then it can look messed up and it can look too strong. But if you're going to use it very like light-handed and reducing and basically applying the bronzer where the sun would naturally hit you, which would be your forehead, on top of your cheeks, nose area and chin area right here, but just use it sparely. Also, if you have any troubles, you always can take a clean brush and just fade it out again, have a better blend if you like to it, or take away some product. But with the Bobbi Brown Bronzing Powder, I really like this one a lot, just because it gives me a beautiful finish, and I just do believe that the tone is right as well. Now I'm trying to get my hair like nice again. So now what you also could do is you can also match your neck with your face and with the rest of your body as well, because let's say I'm in the sun a lot and I have a little bit more darker shoulders and also the darker décolletage, but my neck area right here is a little bit paler just because the sun won't get a lot in here. But what you could do to have a beautiful and even blend is you can use the powder brush and you can also use the bronzer and just add a little bit right here as well. Just a tiny bit, not too much, like it shouldn't be overdoing, but it just should give you a little bit more of a darker neckline as well, and then you have an overall beautiful and natural finish. And it won't look too powdery, so the Bobbi Brown powder as well, like bronzing powder, is an amazing product. I like it a lot. I definitely would spend this, like some money on this one again, just because I like the natural tone of it a lot, and it won't look like make me look orange, like an actual orange. It just will even out and give me that beautiful sun-kissed glow, which again, she's all about natural beauty and enhancing the natural beauty, so which would also explain why the shade range is so special, and I'm ready to pay for it again. I like it a lot, and I hope you like the finish as well. Of course, I just showed you one shade just because I personally find that this works the best on me. So if you're paler, it can also work for you as well, but if you're going towards the mid like shade range or the darker shade range, they have also other shades as well available. So this is what I wanted to share with you guys, and if you have any questions, please feel free to let me know down below in the comment section, and also don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you like this video. And of course, if you haven't subscribed to this video, or like basically to my channel, then please do so, and also turn on the notification bell, which means a lot to me, so that you will get notified if I'm uploading another review or makeup tutorial. Now, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon in the next one. Bye!